It's been a good month since our last video, so I just wanted to give you a quick tour around to show you how different this place looks. And one of the main differences is we have electricity. So I'm just going to flip the camera and give you a tour around. So the first thing you'll see is that the property is mainly plastered now throughout, which is a complete difference from when we was here last time. But already coming in on the right here, you see this massive box here, which is for the fire safety of the property. So this basically shows you if there was a fire and the fire brigades would come out, it shows you exactly which zone or which room the fire or the issue has occurred in. So it means they can just go straight there rather than having to kind of run around the whole house and know exactly where that's taken place. We've got the lighting that came on a moment ago, the PR lighting, which basically means it's ease of access for tenants. So they come out during the night and the lights will come automatically, so they don't have to worry about finding their way around in the dark and searching around for a light switch in the dark in the communal areas. So we'll just go into the first bedroom here, which is now all decorated in our light grey. So we use a pavilion grey in here. By Farrow & Ball, and as you see we've got the en-suites built. So we've got our Mexicana doors entering the room. I love our Mexicana doors, they're our favourite doors I have. And then we've got the normal 6-panel doors for the en-suites. Let me just show you inside. You see the en-suites really starting to take shape now, so you get a nice feel for the size. There'll be some tiling on there eventually, and the shower unit will be finished off, but they're starting to take shape, all decorated and getting there bit by bit. I just flip the camera around again, you can get a feel for the size of the room. So it's a huge room in here, and even though the ensuite is taking up a fair bit of space, you've actually still got loads of floor space in here. And what we'll have is the bed will go just against the wall here, like the ensuite we're planning, which is why the sockets are on the wall there for the TV, which every bedroom will have their own TV in. So I'll just flip the camera around again and continue showing you around. So just heading into the second bedroom now. So you can see this is looking very similar to the room there, but just obviously the ensuite just needs to be finished off. We've had all the interlinked alarms go in, all the electrics have gone in, so that's taking shape nicely. As you can see, we've got all the skirtings, all the architraves, all gone in, so it's really starting to look like a home again now and really starting to take shape. But this is the room that's really exciting, is the kitchen. So this looks fantastic and really progressed since we were last here. So plenty of storage for the tenants in here. We've got the 2 ovens on this side, there'll be 2 hoods up here, and there'll be 2 sinks on this side here. So we have got spotlights in here. If I just turn them on, they are hanging down at the moment, but you can see there'll be 6 spotlights. It'll be nice and bright in here, and we've gone with an off-white white in here. So the reason we went with an off-white is that we are going with some granite tiles on the floor, and that's going to flow nicely into that worktop, so it'll look really, really nice. Then we're going to have some white tiles on the floor. We've had to take a bit of time in here because we had to level the floor in this kitchen because it was all uneven. There was a good like 6 inches from one corner to the other, so it's been all leveled so that can fit nicely with those tiles, otherwise they just bend in the middle and break when someone treads on them. So we've got the utility room. That's looking pretty nice now with all of it plastered. This is where the fridge, freezer and dishwasher etc will go. And just outside, which I think I've shown you before, is a nice new rendering that we've had put on the wall, which that wall was horrible condition before, but that's all rendered now to make it nice and, well, nice and fresh look outside really, rather than having it all kind of looking old and tatty. We've got the living area here. So this is obviously not being decorated at all, but you're starting to get a feel for it, and we've got the whole new consumer unit box there. So that's a huge consumer unit there because of the size of the property. So with the consumer unit, we are having to get the electricity company to come out to increase the ampage of the property. So this property at the moment only has 60 amps power. That's not enough to power the whole property. So we're basically getting them to come out and increase it to 100 amps. But the way they work is they want it in kilovolt amps, so not in actual ampage. So I've had to work with the electrician to work out the calculation for that, which is the way you multiply and divide the ampage and voltage together. So converting that for 100 amps is 24 kilovolt amps. And if you're going down to 80 amps, that would be 18 kVA. One thing to bear in mind, this is a phase 1 consumer unit. If I was going to phase 3, it would have cost thousands of pounds to change, because what they would have had to have done is dig up the road outside and start putting different power lines into the property. So thankfully we don't need that, because if we did, they would have to block off the roads on the crossroads with traffic lights. Would have cost up to about £7,000 potentially, but thankfully it would potentially be £300 at the most to change it over. It might even be free, so grateful that that's not going to happen. So I won't show you into the next room just because it's still being used as storage, but this is the service accommodation unit / couples room. All plastered, all decorated again, but just waiting on all this equipment to be used and they can start working on that bedroom. But I'm going to show you downstairs. So again, we've got the other fire unit on this side. So there's 2 in this property, one this side, one the other side. And the reason being is that if we do use this separate service accommodation, we want access in here. And also with the 2 doors, it allows the fire brigade to know exactly what's going on. But if I just show you into the basement, so in here we've got emergency lighting going on, and they're just starting to fireboard it all as well, because all the ceilings have to be fireboarded. But if I go down, we've got interlinked alarms in here as well. Reason being, if there's a fire down here, we need the tenants to know, but this will all be fireboarded over completely. But I just want to show you into here, because this is where the boiler and all these water tanks are. So how amazing has this been done? Just look how level everything is, how clean and straight all the piping is. Like, you can see someone's done this before, so the plumber's done a fantastic job with this. It just looks absolutely amazing. These tanks are absolutely huge. These tanks are actually as big as me. We've got the boiler down here as well. So the reason we have these tanks is that basically the boiler alone would not have enough power, or there wouldn't be enough water in the system to allow every tenant to have a shower. Whereas by having these tanks, we can actually have every tenant in all 8 bedrooms with 8 en-suites running their showers at the same time for 20 minutes, and they won't run out of hot water. So that's very unlikely they're all going to be using it at the same time, but good to know they can all have a good shower for that amount of time. And then in the meantime, if only say 4 or 5 of them are using it once, or a couple of them, it will just top back up afterwards. So yeah, just had to show you down here, and you can see the height again of them just compared to me. So yeah, big tanks down here, but I'll just head back upstairs now. Yeah, still a fair bit of work to do down here just to finish it all off, but you can see upstairs is getting really close to being completed. We've still got about a month to go, but it's looking amazing, and I can't wait to see this finish. So excited. But I'll show you up to the other service accommodation / couples room upstairs. You could get a good feel for what that room's going to look like. So we've got emergency, well, not break glass, but emergency alarms there if anyone needs to push anything in the emergency to let the other tenants know something's going on. But in here, so you can get a feel for this room. Now it's looking really nice, and the ensuite bathroom in here is close to being finished. Obviously no tiling yet, but you can see it's a lovely sized bathroom in here. Just tiling to go, and then obviously putting the shower unit in. If we come back into the room here, you can see our 2 hanging lights coming from the ceiling. So we're going to have 2 bedside cabinets just either side there, the bed sitting in the middle. So really excited for these rooms, because they are going to look absolutely amazing. So just going to walk over to the other side of the house now, and I'll meet you there, because we can't flow through anymore where that doorway's blocked up. So I'm just back over the other side of the house now, and I'm just going to take you upstairs now. So you might have seen the light flicker there. So that's the PIR lighting, basically, that is just sensory. So when I step out here, it comes on and off. So I'm just going to flip the camera again, and I'll show you the last bit of the house upstairs, the last 4 bedrooms. So just heading up now. So this will all be carpeted. We'll have a nice handrail going up here. So originally we was going to go with chrome handrail, but I'm thinking wooden handrail might be better now, just because we've got all of the wooden handrails at the top of the stairs, and to have a chrome one might look a bit odd. These will all be decorated and made nice and added with satin again, so all the woodwork needs satin to finish it off and give it that nice shimmering look. Need the windowsills to be put in, but this is the smallest room in the house. But you can see it all decorated in the pavilion grey. We'll have our blue feature wall in the living room downstairs, I forgot to mention. That will be going in there. But this is the biggest ensuite in the house. Starting to go in now, so you've got the shower tray gone in, and the rest will go in. So still a few ensuites to put in, but we're getting there. And we've only about 4 or 5 weeks to go. It's really going to start to transform now. So and then these 2 rooms literally mirror downstairs. So again, another ensuite in there. I won't show you in there just because it's repeating downstairs. Got all the doorways and hallways built now. One thing we have to do still is we need to build in the loft the firewall up, because it's only half built up there. So we'll get that built up in the next week or so. For fire safety, it needs to be built obviously to protect the tenants and to protect other households from any fire risk going through. So again, you get a nice feel for the size of the room in here. And then just show you into the last room, which was this in front of me is the ensuite, which where the hallway was, but now we flow around to the right. And you can see a nice size of the room. Plenty of floor space in here, so the bed will be where I'm about to stand now. And the bed will look out over there, so the TV will be on the ensuite wall and the ensuite will go in there, so loads of space in there. So yeah, so that's where we are with our 8-bed, 8 ensuite HMO. So excited and absolutely over the moon with how great it's looking at the moment. So keep posted, we'd love to hear your comments and your feedback on it. If you've got any questions about the refurb so far, having seen it go through these step-by-step process over the last 5-6 months. But yeah, let me know your thoughts and I will keep you posted. And next time we'll be in contact, probably when we'll show you the finished product.